Live from Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
4:10 p.m. on this Memorial Day Monday, and we have an active tornado warning for parts of Okaloosa and Walton counties in the Florida Panhandle. This is a possible tornado that's coming off of Choctawhatchee Bay, pushing into areas on the eastern side of Niceville, Florida. We need you to take action now if you're near Rocky Bayou State Park and areas near Niceville on the eastern side of town, as we could have a tornado coming in from Choctawhatchee Bay. I realize it's inconvenient, certainly not something you want to be dealing with on a Memorial Day holiday, but we have an active tornado warning, meaning you've got to take action to protect yourself, as we could have a tornado coming in over the next few minutes. Current time is 4:11 p.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, and the call to action is Niceville. If you're at Destin, this has nothing to do with you. Destin is here. Possible tornado is coming on shore out here on the bypass around Niceville. And so Rocky Bayou State Park specifically, if you live at Rocky Bayou, you need to go ahead and implement that tornado safety plan, as this is a tornado warning valid until 4:30 p.m. Possible tornado slowly moving to the north at about 16 miles per hour. And this also does include a part of Walton County as well. This does not include Freeport. It doesn't include Seaside or Santa Rosa Beach, but it does include areas near Choctaw Beach in Walton County. And so a possible tornado coming on shore right at the Okaloosa-Walton County line in northwest Florida, lifting to the north. So the first thing we need to do is look at the velocity on this and tell you exactly who is involved in this possible tornado situation. And again, this is a warning, meaning you've got to take action to protect yourself, as this could be producing a tornado imminently on the far eastern side of Okaloosa County into Walton County as well. The circulation has weakened a bit over the last few moments, but there it is. That's what triggered the warning right about here. This was your circulation, and this moved just like this. And if you watch over the last couple of frames, you'll see that the circulation has faded out. And that's kind of what we expected in this situation. On a day like today, these are transient supercell storms that go away very quickly. And so hopefully we'll see a cancellation with this shortly. But again, for folks on the eastern side of Niceville, Florida, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan, as we have a possible tornado pushing to the north. And quite frankly, that circulation has faded away a bit. Current time is 4:13 p.m. It is Memorial Day Monday, and yes, indeed, this is a live video. And so if you're seeing this, you're seeing it live right now on Facebook. Possible tornado is going to be right in through here on the eastern side of Niceville, moving just like that. This is not going to be an issue for areas near the downtown area of Niceville. Same thing at Eglin Air Force Base. If you're watching from Eglin, you're fine. Same thing at Destin. This is north of Destin. So your possible tornado is about to be in a very rural part of Okaloosa and Walton counties. And quite frankly, the signature seems to have collapsed. And so that's what we want to see. Very weak storms today that are flaring up very quickly, prompting these warnings and going away. So this is not going to be a deal that lasts for very long, but nonetheless, on the eastern side of Niceville, specifically near Rocky Bayou State Park, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan now, putting a helmet on, something to protect your head. You want to be on the lowest floor of a well-built structure, away from windows and away from doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Let's go back over to our velocity view, and this is all but collapsed. And so it would be a bit surprising at this point if this is producing a tornado, but nonetheless, the warning remains in effect for the next few minutes, and we'll see if the Weather Service decides to extend this. I suspect that they won't. Just, again, we always try to kind of shoot it to you straight around here, and the circulation just has collapsed. It's gone. So with that said, and I tell you what, on that last frame, it seems to have kind of intensified just a bit, this is going to pass just to the east of Niceville, just like that. And so on that trajectory, this clearly will miss Niceville off to the east. But it's Rocky Bayou State Park is here. This is the eastern part of Niceville. But again, for Eglin Air Force Base and areas near the Fort Walton Beach Destin Airport over here, those areas are to the west of this warning, and clearly the possible tornado is going to miss those areas to the east. And so in a matter of moments, this is going to be out over rural Eglin land just like that as the cell continues to move off to the north. I tell you what, regardless of if you're having gusty winds or tornadic conditions, this is a tremendous rain producer in southeastern Okaloosa County. And I should mention as well, again, if you're watching from Walton County, specifically at Choctaw Beach, you technically are still involved in this possible tornado situation. You're still under a warning at Choctaw Beach. And for areas near Freeport, you are not involved. Same thing up here in the northern part of Okaloosa County. If you're north of I-10, you have absolutely nothing to worry about right now. The issues specifically are down here on the eastern side of Niceville, Florida, where we have this, what likely will be just a brief spin-up tornado if there's one down. Quite frankly, the cell has weakened over the last few frames overall, but there's still broad circulation right over the Seminole neighborhood and areas near Rocky Bayou State Park. So that's going to be the main part of this cell that's basically coming right up that new bypass that they've made around Niceville over the last few years. The bypass is right here. This is the bypass I'm talking about, and that ultimately goes out there to the Mid-Bay Bridge. And so, again, for folks at Seminole and areas near Rocky Bayou State Park, stay sheltered for the next 5 minutes, and I'll be able to give you an all clear shortly. This thing is going to be basically riding the bypass up into the Eglin Reservation out there north of Niceville. This is clearly going to miss the core of Niceville just off to the east, just like that. And this is also going to pass to the east of Northwest Florida State College. So let's keep watching right here, and you can see the cell is kind of trended down on that scan. But I tell you what, it's still raining like cats and dogs. Nasty, nasty thunderstorm, but the overall tornado risk appears to be lessening a bit. So while we look at that, I want to show you the whole region. This is the only warning that we've got, and quite frankly, this probably will be the only tornado warning that we see all day. This is a brief, very quick hitting storm that will not last very long at all. Current time is now 4:18 p.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, and we're here because of this tornado warning in Okaloosa County, Florida, and also Walton County, right in through here. And I want to zoom back into our storm. Everybody else, though, everybody else, you are not involved in a tornado warning if I'm not talking about you. A lot of people over the years have kind of gotten upset if we don't focus on your community, but the deal is if you're in the danger zone, we're going to talk about you, and if you're not, you're good. So right now, everybody's good except southeastern Okaloosa County, specifically in areas on the eastern side of Niceville, and also southwest Walton County. Although I'll tell you, the circulation is clearly in Okaloosa, basically right over the Seminole neighborhood, right there at Rocky Bayou State Park. And this thing is slowly creeping along to the north. Let's see what the official movement on this is, at a whopping 13 miles an hour, so not very quickly at all. So again, lowest floor, site-built structure away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. The signature has fallen apart. And could there be a brief tornado? It's possible, but it's not particularly likely with that signature. This thing was a water spout out over Choctawhatchee Bay, and it came on shore right at the county line, and then once that happened, the thing just fizzled out. And so I would imagine the Weather Service is just going to let this go for the next few minutes, and then we'll be done with tornado warnings probably for the whole day. But again, for the next few minutes, Rocky Bayou State Park, if you live near there on the eastern side of Niceville, be in a safe place. Let's show you the whole region, and we'll put this in motion. Everyone else, it's just general rain. You've got loud thunderstorms happening now at Destin, but Destin is not involved. Destin has never been involved in the active tornado warning. These are nasty storms rolling through Fort Walton Beach as well. Fort Walton has never been included in the tornado warning. I'm seeing a report that a funnel cloud was spotted over Choctawhatchee Bay when this thing came on shore. And so, again, for areas near Rocky Bayou State Park on the eastern side of Niceville, stay sheltered. And again, this thing continues to come down. And so when I say come down, the overall intensity continues to decrease. So again, for folks specifically on the eastern side of Niceville near the bypass, which is right here on the map, if you live within, say, 2 miles of the eastern bypass of Niceville, which is the road that goes down to Mid-Bay Bridge, we need you to stay sheltered over the next few minutes. Just assessing a few things as far as what we've got going on here. Look, I realize that the weather is horrible right now in Destin and Fort Walton Beach and Eglin, but you are not involved in this tornado warning. All of these areas that I'm Xing out, you are not involved in the warning. The warning is specifically this little thing right here, this polygon, and I realize that you've got a stretch of Walton County involved in this as well, but quite frankly, the cell is in Okaloosa County right about here, and it just continues to fizzle out. And so probably what's going to happen is the Weather Service is going to let this warning go, even though the storm continues to produce quite a bit of lightning and torrential downpours. We don't have warnings for lightning. Specifically, to get a tornado warning, you have to have a confirmed tornado, obviously, or a radar signature that looks like it's going to become a tornado. And we had that a bit ago, but that has since kind of faded out. And the Weather Service is noting that the circulation has weakened. Yeah, and they're looking at canceling this over the next few minutes. So we're kind of trending back down here. And one thing I should mention as well, we had an update after I produced our morning video a bit earlier. Let's see if we can go to, there we go, the convective outlook. And this shows us we now have a low-end tornado risk for the next couple of hours, specifically for areas in these zones that we've been talking about where we have this tornado warning. And so could there be another tornado warning on the eastern side of our region, potentially in this zone? It's possible. It's not particularly likely, but it's possible we could have 1 or 2 more warnings over the next couple of hours. This is just general rain. If you're watching further inland near places like Greenville, Andalusia, Ott, Bruton, Monroeville, nothing to worry about as far as severe weather. It's just general rain. So I want to go back into our tornado warned storm here in Okaloosa and Walton counties because this is the area that's currently under the gun from a possible tornado. And I say possible tornado, this thing has just fizzled out. I mean, it's tough for me to even pinpoint anything on radar. So I am expecting imminently a cancellation of this tornado warning. And once that happens, we'll be able to go back to covering storms as we have all day in the Red Zone Weather app. But I tell you what, if you're in Destin, areas near the outlets, areas near downtown Destin and the harbor, horrible, horrible weather right now in terms of lots of heavy rain and lots of lightning. Same thing across the line, the county line there in Miramar Beach. Very nasty weather happening in terms of heavy rain and lightning. But the only warning that we've got in the whole region, in fact, this may be the only tornado warning in the whole country right now. Let's zoom out and see. Yeah, so this is the only tornado warning that you've got in America right now, and it happens to be right here in far southeastern Okaloosa County and Walton County. All right, and I just got a message from the Weather Service. Yeah, they're going to cancel it. So they are going to get rid of this tornado warning for southeastern Okaloosa County, which is the right call because the tornado signature is just gone. It was right in through here in southeastern Niceville, but as of now, the threat has come to a close. I'm seeing reports that there were videos of a water spout out over Choctawhatchee Bay. And if we back this up, again, we're waiting on the official cancellation, but they've indicated they're going to do that shortly. Let's go back to the velocity view, and I'll zoom in here. Watch this zone right in through here where I'm circling. You're going to see that we had a signature that was a classic couplet. Right there, you can kind of see those colors. Right in here, if you see where I'm circling on the screen, you can watch and see that we had a couplet that came on shore that was producing a water spout. And I tell you, that was really near Mid-Bay Bridge. So a water spout came on shore, most likely near Mid-Bay Bridge, but once it came on land, it really fizzled out in a hurry. And so there's the official cancellation message. The tornado warning is now done. So just to be clear, we now have no active tornado warning for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida as of 4:26 p.m. That one lasted about 20 minutes or so. And the good news is, again, the tornado warning is now canceled. Those flashing boxes that were flashing on your screen, tornado warning canceled. So just to be clear, we are now without a tornado warning as of 4:26 p.m. And look, I realize that the weather is bad. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's very loud and proud, and you're going to continue to have heavy rain and quite a bit of lightning in southern Okaloosa County over the next little bit, and Walton County. Same thing near Santa Rosa Beach and Seaside and Freeport. But the good news is, as of 4:27 p.m., the tornado threat specifically has come to a close. So again, no more tornado warning as of 4:27 p.m. The warnings have been canceled. Could there be more tornado warnings later? Is that a possibility? Yes, it's a possibility, but it's not exactly likely. And so this is really the zone that we're going to be watching. Maybe as far north as, say, Oneida and Florella, but that's kind of questionable. This is really the zone that I'm going to be watching intently over the next few minutes in Okaloosa and Walton counties as this band continues to move in. I'll have plenty more updates posted in the Red Zone Weather app over the next few hours. And of course, as always, if we happen to have a tornado warning, we'll come back on Facebook Live to bring you the very latest. On behalf of all of us here at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm Spinks Megginson saying goodbye for now. No more tornado warning. Have a good Memorial Day.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone Weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.